Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. Coming up here on today's show, we're going to be looking at a Raiders-Titans Week 3 NFL preview. On top of that, I'm going to give you five things that I am watching for in this game. And I'm going to look at every single person that bleeds silver and black, that reps the nation, that wears that shield strongly and proudly. I am going to look you in the eyes right now and say you just got to believe. So if you believe in this team, spam JBB for Just Believe, baby. And join me, join Jeremy Chuggs for our watch party on September 25th, this Sunday, starting at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Time. So hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and make sure that you are ready to rock and roll. I'm going to be wearing my lucky jersey. I have flirted with the idea of shaving the beard, rocking a mustache. We can go through all that stuff, but you know what? We need something to change, and it needs to happen right now. Both teams very desperate. Raiders 0-2. Titans 0-2. Raiders 1-point favorites. The over-under is at 45.5 points. But you know what? The Raiders are a better overall football team, and it's been a frustrating week. And with this video, we're going to get a lot of Titans fans in the comments. And I know how frustrated we are with this team, but don't only prove it to me. Prove it to the nation out there, because we are so split right now, and it's driving me insane. We shouldn't be split. We should be united. So if you watch this, please start typing LV right now to show that you got this team's back. That's what I want you to do. To show that you got this team's back, spam LV in the chat. So coming up next here, we're going to have what to watch for in this Raiders and Titans game. And Jeremy, just go to the list. That's fine. We're going to be showing what we got coming up here is the 5 biggest things to watch for in this game. That's what you're going to be watching right now here on the show. The first thing, I want to see Derek Carr's confidence. I want to see when he walks out of that tunnel, when he walks out there to the 50-yard line or 20, wherever the hell he's at on the field, that he's got confidence and he's got swagger. When he's in that huddle, I want him to demand respect from everyone. When he's on the sidelines, I want him to look at everyone in the eye and say, we got this. This is our game. This is a game that we are going to dominate. We know that we can be that team. And you're going up against the Tennessee Titans team that has struggled against quarterbacks. If you got Derek Carr in a fantasy league, he's a sleeper guy to play. I know I'm playing him in my family league. Against the Titans quarterbacks this season, 43 of 61, 505 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. If that game against Buffalo wasn't such a blowout, those numbers would be worse. If Daniel Jones didn't suck against the Giants, those numbers would be worse. This is a game that Derek Carr needs to have that swagger, that needs to have that just badass mentality that we know he can have, and it needs to start from the jump. Let's go to the next thing I'm going to be watching for. Josh Jacobs' usage. I want to see JJ's in the chat. I want to see 28s. I want to see Josh McDaniels. Look at Jacobs in the eye and say, are you ready? Are you ready to not only literally but actually physically carry this team in Week 3? Because that's what we need. You know, it's another great way to take pressure off your quarterback, having a solid running game. So even if you don't have that solid pickup in the first drive, that's okay. He had 8 carries for 33 yards in that first drive, but guess what? The Raiders ended it in a touchdown. The Tennessee Titans this season have allowed the 3rd most rushing yards per game. They've allowed 277 total rushing yards. Feed Josh Jacobs the football. If that young man doesn't have 20 to 25 carries in this game, hell, if you're worried about carries, throw him the football. I want to see the running backs use more to take some pressure off of Derek Carr, because when I see cool, calm, and relaxed DC, totally different quarterback. Now, remember, y'all, if you want to bet on this game, there is one place to do it and one place only. That is with our awesome sportsbook partner, BetUS. Promo code Raiders125. You got to go to chatsports.com/Raiders to get the deal. You put down $100, get $125 for free to bet with. Bet on the Raiders. Bet on the Raiders. Who's got my back? Bet on the Raiders this week. This is going to be a game that they win. I know it. I can feel it in my heart. I can feel it in my bones. This is going to be a game that the Raiders win. Jeremy said he could feel it in his loins. I don't know where they're located, but I can tell you, I can feel it too. Not his loins. Let's go to the next thing that I'm watching for here. How are we going to slow down Derrick Henry? How are the Raiders going to attempt to slow down King Henry? I don't know if that means blitz more. Maybe it means you put your linebackers closer. One of the things that I really want to see is Jonathan Abram play even more up closer to the line. Shout out to Patrick Graham. They've been moving Abram all over the football field, which I love. But if you want to beat this Titans team, you slow down this man right here. 34 carries, 107 yards. He's averaging 3.1 yards per carry. He's one of the biggest, baddest running backs that I have ever seen. That's just the truth. He is slowing down. He's gotten, you could tell the workload, I think, from the past years has caught up to him a little bit. But if you can stop Derrick Henry, you're going to win this game. If Henry gets rolling, it just gets more and more difficult to tackle him in the second, in the third, and the fourth quarter, especially if you don't have a guy like Denzel Perriman. So stop him. Make Ryan Tannehill beat you, because Ryan Tannehill will not beat you. Next thing I'm going to be watching for, who's stepping up for Renfrow? Renfrow missed Wednesday. He missed Thursday's practice. He's dealing with a concussion. If Renfrow's out there, great. But even if Renfrow's 100%, we'll say out there, I don't know how much they actually play him. We know Davante Adams is going to feast. And if they try to take Adams away, which, honestly, this could be a game that they try to, Tennessee, though, doesn't have the secondary to just totally take him out of the game. So, Matt Collins, you got to step up. Tyron Johnson, let me see some more. I want to see DJ Turner. What about somebody like, I don't know, Keelan Cole getting promoted up? Then you're going to look at the tight end room. This could be a bigger game for Foss Moreau, a bigger game for Darren Waller. When one of your big-time guys goes down, good teams have other people step up. Does that mean that you're going to see more use out of Zamir White? Does that mean you're going to see more pass-catching ability from Brandon Bolden and Amir Abdullah? I don't have the answer. But if you want to make sure that you don't fall down 0-3 when you're missing one of your key players that picks up first downs, somebody needs to step up. Who is it going to be? I don't know, but we need some people to step up. Now, if you want to challenge me and Raider Nation over on Locals, please make sure you do so. We're going to be doing a Week 3 Pick'em Challenge. If you haven't gotten on win yet, we're doing a Pick'em Challenge every single week. Winner this week gets this Raiders hat. Unless you already have it, then guess what? We'll just find you a brand new Raiders hat. So join the challenge. Chatsports.com/week3 is the link to join on top of our Locals competition and giveaways. We're going to be doing stuff like 2 extra videos, a live show. So chat it up with me and the nation. I know Brandon Jasper loves it. Scan that QR code right there. Let's go to the next thing here, what we're watching for. McDaniels and the second half. I know. How can you watch all of it? We know when it's getting ready to start that third quarter, everyone's going to talk about it. You have to. It's part of the gig. I want to see how McDaniels not only handles the first quarter, not only how he handles the second quarter. I want to see how he handles the third. How he handles the fourth. Is he able to make adjustments? Is he able to see what's happening in front of him and make the proper coaching decisions? On top of that, you have to just see how he handles the entire environment. From literally the moment that he steps foot into Allegiant Stadium, your eyes should be on Josh McDaniels. Because even though that game last week got out of hand, if he's supposed to be this guy that we all hope he is, that he told Raider Nation that he is, that he sold to Mark Davis, you better show up this week. I'm just saying, you better show up this week. So I'm watching McDaniels in the second half. So let's go through one more time here of everything that I am watching for in this game. Derek Carr's confidence, top to bottom. Josh Jacobs' usage. I want the Raiders to pound the football with Jacobs until the cows come home. They don't have some of their top defensive players. So let's see, especially on the interior, and a great way to take some pressure off DC and potentially not having a Renfrow, get Josh Jacobs going. How do you slow down King Henry? I don't know. Get some guys in the box, make Jonathan Abram come up. You just can't let King Henry beat you. Who steps up for Renfrow? A lot of wide receivers. We paid a lot of people this offseason. Step up. And then you can't collapse in the second half. Patrick Graham, I'm looking at you. Josh McDaniels, I'm looking at you. Yeah, I get it. It's always going to be on the players, but you have to put your players in the right spot. Good teams bounce back. Will you bounce back? So the Week 3 matchup again, y'all. Raiders, Titans. I want to know. Predict the score. And usually I give my score predictions, but I'm a superstitious person. I'm not going to give it this week. I'm not going to give it. I gave it the first 2 weeks. I picked the Raiders to win, so this week I'm not going to do it. And if the Raiders win, I'm going to keep on not giving my prediction. At this point, I got to figure out a way to make sure this team wins. So if you could, let me know down in the comments section right now. Predict the score. Raiders on the road in Nashville up against the Tennessee Titans. And if you made it this far in the video, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and I hope you all are ready for a wild, wild watch party with Jeremy Chuggs and I, because if you thought last week was crazy, buckle up. This week, people are talking. It's going to be crazier.